Welcome to Growing Old, soil versus hydro, pros.
Well, the sun is rising on a brand new day in the backyard garden where we laugh and play. We got our special plants, oh, they don't need a name. Well, with every little leaf, they take away the pain. Growing old in a garden of dreams with friends and family.
Okay, welcome back for part 2 of our soil versus hydro. And boy, you guys were really passionate about your answers. One guy, he was super passionate, and well, we're not going to show his comment, but let's dig into it. And by all means, at the end of the video, give us a comment. But let's jump into the soil pros. Now, Flower Cup TV, he did a really good job because he broke soil down into pros and cons, and he broke hydro down into pros and cons. So he really helped us out a lot. But his first pro for soils is forgiving. You know, he says it's slower to show signs of nutrient issues, giving you time to correct mistakes. Now, I think when we get into hydro, I think some people are going to say that the forgiving part, that's bad for soil, but you can quickly see your problems in hydro. But we'll get back to that one. His second pro is flavor profile. Now, we've heard that a lot, and I've seen it a lot in the chats or in comments. But for the flavor profile, he's just saying that many growers claim that soil grown has richer terpene profiles and it's smoother. I don't think I've ever had anything other than something in soil, so I can't say, but maybe somebody else knows. And I know down the line, we're going to see some other flavor things. His third issue is fewer equipment needs. He says no pumps, chillers, or water circulation needed. And that's certainly true. Now, I have auto pots, and of course I need the reservoirs, but that's all gravity fed. And I think down the line, somebody will point out the prices. But I kind of agree there. I just need some soil, something to pour the water into the soil with, and I'm good. And then his final pro for soil was, he's saying low tech, low maintenance. Great for beginners and growers with limited time. And he's got a good point there. You could start there, and then once you get used to growing, then maybe you move on to something else. And if you've got limited time, you put it in the soil, you run by it, you water it, and you move on. Next, we have Kaz 420. Now, what Kaz says is that I've been growing for a little over a year, and I've had the Fox Farms Ocean Forest soil with nutrients. He's got living soil, cocoa with nutrients, and he's used DWC. And he says he was successful with all of them, even the DWC, But he says he's going to stick with living soil and top dressing. He thinks it's just so much easier. And, I can see his point. And does anybody else think that? Because I think that's a good thing. Next, we have Junkyard Grows 420. He says he doesn't know, exactly for himself, but he just feels the connection to the soil, and that's kind of a feeling that I get, like when I go out into the greenhouse. I mean, because it's a sanctuary, and you're kind of connecting connecting with the soil and becoming one with nature, I guess. You know, but this next comment I really love. And if you've never checked out this channel, you need to check out Moonlit Guru, because I'm going to read his thing, and it's like word for word right here. You know, it's while the waters of hydroponics are clever and clean, I remain loyal to the ancient whisper of the soil. There is spirit in the dirt, energy, echoes, unseen allies. To plant in soil is to partner with the old ways. And in that union, life unfolds as it was always meant to be. Moonlit Guru. Now you need to check out that channel. Now I love that comment. And if we break that down, when he's talking about hydroponics, clever and clean, he's saying, yeah, that stuff's cool, but he gets down, he's whispering with the soil because he's really a soil guy. And that just rolls up into, he's got a connection with the soil, just like Junkyard Grows. And then those unseen allies, microorganisms, that's the little village working for you down there in that soil. And then he's just saying that, hey, this is the way it's always been meant to be. My friend Tony Montana, he says, I'm running soil, trying to be as natural as possible, and he loves growing in the sun. So now let's look at hydro, and we'll start with the pros. And again, we're going to start with Flower Cup TV. Now, you need to check out his channel. I mean, he's got some great things going on over there, and he's done a great job here. So yeah, he deserves a look. But his first pro is explosive growth. Constant access to oxygenated nutrients. It means faster veg and flower times. He says that his second one is higher yields. RDWC systems, it can produce massive, dense flowers. Cleaner environment, no bugs from the medium, easier to clean up between runs. And his last pro is precision control. He says it's easy to dial in and tailor feed exactly to the plant's needs. And if you're really into that, that's exactly what you want, is you want to be able to dial it in, and then you can grow it the way you want. And yeah, it'll be yours. Next, a user says they only grow fast in the hydro during the vegetative state. But that insane growth is a problem that you really want. Old Trent Thomas, he says, as far as soil and hydro taste, I like both, but the hydro has a very specific taste that soil can't produce, and that's what he likes. So if there's others of you out there, can you shoot us a note on that and say, hey, yeah, I really get a better taste here or there, because that's interesting to me. Homegrown Zone HGZ TV says the only soil that he grows in is outdoors, but indoors, 100% DWC, from the seed. All the cons that we discussed in the last one, he agrees with. He says, but that's when your experience needs to kick in, and then you avoid those problems before they happen. He tries to keep it as cheap and simple as possible. Nothing fancy in his setup. But, that's a good input, and he's the guy that knows. Canna Claus. You wanted to try DWC, and other hydros, one day. It seems that growth, is exponentially more with your DWC, but he says you have to make sure to, stay on top of your pH and everything else. And it seems easier to mess up, and he just hasn't worked up to trying it yet. And see, I'm in the same boat as Canaclaus, because I always wanted to do it, and I always see how nice it looks, but I'm pretty comfortable, and I'm an old man, and I'm comfortable with what I'm doing, so I probably never do it, but good on you. Nutrient monitoring. It's hard if you do some basic things. For instance, always pH water before making nutrient solution. I mean, that's a good plus, because I see a lot of other people, even with the auto pots, they pH their reservoirs and things, but here, well water, we don't pH it. So there are your pros for soil and hydro. Now, just stay tuned for the cons to come. I'd like to thank all of our subscribers and viewers, and please comment below if you think we left something out or if you have something to add. Thank you.